go. Let's turn it up there and roll. Monday, the random Monday after the holiday. Kind of feels weird, doesn't it? Well, let's talk about it next, right? Virtual happy hour time. Here we go in three, two, one. I don't know why I didn't go off the screen there. That's kind of odd. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, you thought I didn't realize it was still on the screen looking away. So I hope you guys are good. Yeah, I'm watching myself on replay right now, and yeah, it's just kind of looking around and glad I wasn't like doing something else, right? Anyway, I hope you guys are doing good. Merry late Christmas if you didn't talk to us last week. Glad you're along. Don't have a lot today. Yeah, don't really have a lot today. Don't really have much this week. This is kind of the mail-in week, but it's often been the case, at least on this show. We started back in March. It's often these mail-in weeks that kind of seem easy. We've actually had some pretty good stuff. So we'll see if that is the way it works out or not. Anyway, Christmas. Actually, I guess I could put. No wonder the mic wasn't working earlier. Now it should work a little better now. Maybe a little overload down. Is it a little loud here? Should I listen to see? Let me listen to see if it's a little loud here. Watching myself here on replay. Just seeing. I'm watching myself. Yeah, the mic does work better now. There we go. All good. So, yeah, watching yourself in delay, always fun. Hope you guys had a great one. Glad you're along. Baby New Year. Yeah, I don't know if Baby New Year. I had him. I guess I should look for a Baby New Year graphic, right? I just like that one. I like this one. I like this one a lot, Kevin. This one right here. If I can get this off the screen, I'm getting these dadgum Chrome notices, and I don't really care. I mean, I do care, but I don't really care for some. I mean, some of this stuff, I'm like, I don't really care about what Travel and Leisure tells me, and the Dallas Morning News, and next will be the Kansas City Star, probably. I don't know, but anyway, there we go. Talk about that graphic, Kevin. That one right there. Get rid of that one and go over the Santa. Yeah, I guess I could do that. Suppose. Anyway, how was everybody's Christmas? Was it good? I mean, ours was pretty solid. It's weird because it's Monday, and like for example, the T-bones were open today this morning, which not totally uncommon, but it usually you kind of in the baseball world you're not. But I was actually busy doing baseball stuff today, playing a little catch up, trying to get ahead, and I still got a long list of. It's just a lot of busy idle work, just to kind of you have a lot of time and there's not a lot of going on production wise, so you get a little chance to do a lot of busy work. But they were open today. I know a lot of the people. Well, of course, schools were off. We're still in the holiday, but it's weird. You got a lot of folks still. For example, my brother-in-law is in town. He's on holiday still, and most folks are this week. And it'll wrap down again, and then we'll go back a week from today. We will be in the old grind again, the old grinder. And oh well, right? That's how it is. Yeah, don't get me started. Yeah, on something. I'm not sure. Well, do we just start on what, GM? What did I do? What are you talking about? It does sound good. Yeah, we got good stuff. We got actually, and I hadn't even a chance to open them all. I mean, I got my brand new earbuds here. This is going to be fun because I don't use them. I don't use them here on the laptop, but I will be using them on my phone. But they're going to replace these bad boys, which have been the ones I've been jogging with, and these will be on my phone. Um, and I'll be able to use them with my watch, which is right here. I got my birthday, and these will go together, and I'll be able to listen to my jams on my watch while I work out. So very excited to pair these up, and I didn't get a chance to pair them this morning, but I will pair them the next couple of days. We got a really cool case here that Caroline got me. That's Got it's got for my GoPro case. I don't have a GoPro case, and I'm real big about cases. Like I've got a case for every for example, the camera you're watching me on. I've got a case for it. It's right here below me. Well, can't reach it actually, but it's there. The audio interface I'm using, this little Focusrite deal, it's got a case right here. I got a little case for that. So I'm big into cases. The microphones I'm using got this little customized case as well. So I got to have cases. I really believe, especially as expensive as some of these electronics are, you want to take care of as much of your stuff as possible. So I do try to take care of my stuff, and I got the case for the GoPro. And then I've got a new strap for this watch is great, but it's also a workout watch as well. This watch here, it's got a nice leather band, but I don't know if leather is good to work out in. So this is the actual kind of a workout band that I can replace it with. That'll be kind of cool. Hadn't been a problem yet, but I can tell you when it gets hot, the warmer it gets, it's going to be a little rougher. So yeah, right there. And then downstairs, we're going to fire up the air fryer today, here in a few minutes after we get off the air. Fire the air fryer up and go give that a go. Excited about that. We've not had one yet, and it's my new cooking toy, and having some fun with that. So all good. I'm not sure why my show link will not show up. Yeah, I do love my cases. Hi, Stephanie. Good to see you. Cards arrived today. Yeah, I'm not sure why. What's going on here? I don't know why my link is not coming up on the screen for me to show. So like, for example, that shows up, but that's not what I want to see. I don't want to see that. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure why I'm getting a weird. Like if I want to have a guest, I want to add a guest, I got to do the link, guest copy link to the clipboard, but usually it shows up on the screen like, did it go out? Really bizarre. Hey, Matt, good to see you, mate, overseas. We just chatting back and forth a minute ago. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what is going on here. Why this is. I don't know. Just don't know. I don't know what's going on. They've got a few new bells and whistles, but I don't know what's going on. Why it's doing that. And I don't even. Yeah, there goes Tim. Good to see you, Tim. I don't know why. Yeah, I'm just totally confused. So I can't even have anybody join me because I can't even post the friggin' link. What's going on with that? Let me try it over here. I don't know why it's doing that. It's weird because I just noticed that just now. Because usually the link things are up there and I'm able to, like, there's your link there, but I don't know why it's not coming up in the normal spot. So anyway. So yeah, it was a good Christmas for us. A good Christmas for all. Question. Okay, good question here. Two questions. How hard will it be to get Dallas Stars tickets, 5,000 capacity to start, and when can you get some so I can come down? Yes, and yes, and yes. I would think it would not. I think it depends on the night, probably. The night, it depends on the night. And I will address that. Your wife is going to join me in a moment. Let me mute her for just a second. But yeah, it'll be a little tougher ticket. Stars tickets usually you release some about 4:00 on game night. You usually get some good lower bowl. The secondary market's really good upstairs. But they'll be a tougher ticket this year than they have been due to the whole, going to the Stanley Cup Finals. It'll be a tougher ticket than it was, put to you that way. So that's going to be interesting to see how that secondary market is. And that's a really good question. I don't have a great answer for you, but I think that we can work it out. We'll work it out somehow. This is actually my cousin asked me the very same thing, who lives in KC. He was asking the very same thing, but absolutely we'll work on it. We'll be working on it. I would say midweek games obviously a lot better. Of course, the same situation with the Mavericks with that limited capacity, but very good. We'll definitely check it out. Let's bring the lovely and talented in as we'll have her join us. She did go to the somehow was able to get on the guest line. I'll bring the volume down a little bit there. How we doing? What's going on down there?
Oh, nothing much. Just watching the news.
News? What's in the news?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I should because I didn't know that it was going to rain. Of course, it's already stopped, so we'll be fine to walk the dog later. But this post-Christmas like cleanup day, um, sitting around in sweats, not looking too fancy today.
The wife already put the Christmas tree down, so I'm depressed about
Well,
that.
and that is not the way I normally roll. I like to leave it up well into January, but Joy came to take all of her ornaments, over the years that your mom had given her and stuff that I had just from the tree that I was saving for her and just some stuff. And so, my tree was going to be half naked anyway. So it's like, well, I don't want to take it down twice. And with the weather possibly changing, and then we had the rain. It was probably a smart move, but well, oddly enough, and they're at Six Flags right now. So I'm wondering, maybe I don't know. Maybe it didn't rain out there. I hope that they didn't get wet.
Well, that's a little odd. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm trying to. Oh, I see. Okay, I see why I'm having a little trouble here. Keep up with January is what David says, and I think he's right. I see what happened. I can see now.
What's the trouble?
No, I was trying to figure out why the guest line was not opening up properly. But David says keep it up through January. Actually, many, many years ago, I mean, I knew you, but we weren't married then. This is probably 90s, Christmas of 98, probably. So it'd have been the New Year's of 99. I left it up a real tree, as a matter of fact, I think it was, through
They smell good.
what?
They smell good, the real trees.
I for some reason, I'm trying to think how it worked, but I went to Iowa and I left it up thinking, well, I'll get it the next week, and I was home. Well, it turned out it was a blizzard, and I didn't come home that next weekend. And then because I was flying back and forth every week from Iowa or St. Louis into Dallas, and I wind up coming back home, and I was playing. Anyway, long and the short of it was, I left it up till the middle of March. And
I'm not surprised.
I drive that thing out there like March 10th or something like that.
If I put it away,
out the front yard. And, what's that?
If I didn't put it away, it wouldn't get put up till mid-March.
Yeah, maybe so. But I thought that putting away today was a little bit harsh on my emotions.
Yeah, it was harsh on mine too. I don't like it. I mean, I like the lighted tree down here. I left the wreath up on the door.
Yeah, that's good. That's
turn
good.
the fireplace candles on. Maybe that'll make up for it.
Well, you still have the. Did you take down the stockings? I didn't even look.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible, Muriel. Terrible. Boy, that's going to be depressing to sit there tonight.
No, it's really sad. I'm with you on this sad.
I love the way our house sits, and where she's sitting over her right shoulder where you're watching at home, over her right shoulder, which is the left eye there. No, your right shoulder. It's the other, that's where the tree was. It was a great spot. And I usually am down that far to the couch. I'm usually down that far into the couch there. And you guys saw this. I shot the T-Bones deal on Thursday there. It was really kind of cool. And I like to sit there at night, watch TV, and watch my holiday shows and all that, and watch the football, whatever. And then, the tree's right to my right. It feels very festive. For some reason, it feels a little bit warmer. And I like to even when I, sometimes I'll drive by, 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, and I'll drive by when the windows, you see through it, see the tree from the street. Excuse me, but it's already gone. So
like that it's gone.
Back to the old grind. Well, I'm not gonna let the grind get me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was just, and then there's just all that cleaning up to do after you take down the tree. I mean, it was just like
So if Thanksgiving weekend sort of the weekend to set up the tree, when's the latest you want to take one down? What would you think the latest to take a tree down would be? What would it be?
Well, I think it depends on who you're asking. If you ask,
March is too late, right? I mean, my March deal that one year was too late.
No, if you ask a Protestant, they would say take it down January 1st. Okay. If you ask a Catholic, they're going to say take it down at Epiphany, which is roughly January 6th or 8th, depending on what it is for the year. If you ask just, your average secular Joe, it doesn't matter. Some people leave them up until the end of January so that they get the whole month of November, December, January with it up. I think it just depends on who you ask. I don't think there's a rule. It just kind of depends. My mom, I told you this before. My mom was the worst. She, every year took down Christmas on Christmas Day. We would open presents, and then by that afternoon, it was gone. We were like, Mom, like, we barely have unpacked our gifts, and everything was just like away. She was like ready to have it like cleaned up and out of there. And I'm like, what's the hurry? I think they're a little bit better about it these days, but growing up, she was terrible. It was not up on December 26th. She took it down the day of Christmas. I'm like, that's insane.
David says leave it up to Super Bowl Sunday is what he's saying.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Kevin says December 26th, it was up to him. So he would take it down the day after.
I don't get that. Is it still up at his house? Does your wife leave it up, Kevin? Don't know.
I'll find out.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to walk the dog here in a minute. I don't know. I'm wondering if it got colder.
I got to hold on. I'll adjust the. When should you take down a tree? I'm going to take the away. There we go. Let's try this. See if this looks better. There we go. Yeah. Again, I think March 10th or whatever that was that year was a little too late.
The cat would say never. The cat would say never. She loves it.
Yeah. Super Bowl Sunday's a vote. The 26th a vote. Yeah. Hey, Mike, good to see you, mate. I'm kind of thinking usually you get through at least last year we got it through the next weekend after the 4th, or maybe we took it down.
We took it down like right before we went back to school, like January 4th.
Yeah, right before. Yeah,
like do it after I went back to school.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of.
It's good to get it done before I have to get too busy.
Of course, Kevin says note, as he says note if it was up to him. No, oh my gosh.
It's just a dog.
Yeah,
come here, buddy.
It's him.
Come here, buddy. Here,
Mike says you can't take down what you don't put up. There you go. You'll see. There you go.
Who said that?
Mike Martin. I've been KC. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man.
It helped me put it up.
Yeah, I just.
I think I'm like the cleanup fairy. Like
in general, we're usually that the weekend or let's say the first falls on a Friday, we'll do it on that Sunday or whatever. We do the first Sunday or Saturday after that New Year's holiday. So that's usually how we do it. But anyway, we were a little early this week, but we were a little bit. Didn't you put it up a little earlier than usual, like a week earlier?
I put it up over Thanksgiving break. Because I knew we were going to be off that week after, and so it would be just more time to enjoy it. And I'm kind of glad I did because we got a good month in with it.
Kevin says we had to use a small puppy-proof tree this year. Yeah, we did have a good month in it with it. That's true.
Yeah, we did.
That's good. Yeah. It works. Where's Mom today? Do you know where she is? Oh, she's in the casino.
She went with Claudette.
Yeah, she's the casino. Yeah, that's right. Mom's the casino, folks. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Did you see where someone in Vegas won $15.5 million on a slot machine on Cruising Eve? How about that, huh?
Imagine.
Yeah, can you imagine that? So anyway, yeah. How about that? Yeah, I forgot that's right. Mom is at she may not even be here on Wednesday. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, there we go. There's the cat. What's wrong with you?
Hold on.
Queen whinge a lot. What are you doing?
I'm just letting Kitty talk.
Oh, she's talking. Yeah, it's dinner time for her. It's a little early, but I guess I did feed her early this morning. Yeah, she's the
She's
little boss.
talking.
She's the little
You want
boss.
food?
Hello, boss. Hello, how are you doing?
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Merry Christmas, that Vegas
You got
guy,
company.
no doubt.
You got company.
Oh, there's the dog.
What are
He's
you
like,
looking
what the
for?
hell is going on?
Breakfast?
He's
Want your breakfast? Why don't you go eat your breakfast?
all right.
Okay, I'm gonna
There's,
feed her.
there's the house of animals. All right. Well, I'll let you go, babe. You would do what you got to do.
Okay.
I'll be down to cook air fryer chicken later.
Yay!
Yay, yay. There she goes, folks. The lovely and talented wife as she joined us there on the show. If I can bring up her jams there. And oh, she left. She left. All good. We'll have to talk to the wife about this on Wednesday, perhaps, or maybe even next week. We can save some of this for next week too, because I mean, we're probably not going to do a show on Friday, being that's New Year's Day. I doubt we'll do one. Doesn't mean we won't. We might do. We might. This is a might. Depending on what our schedule's like, we could do some live Black Eyed Pea making, perhaps on the air. That's something we could do. I did film our appetizers we do for Christmas Day. I did film those. I could probably do a little mini cooking videos. Really easy little appetizer we do, but I did have that. I filmed some of that for a future show on the YouTube channel. But I did want to get. I was very very happy with my performance for her Christmas. She is a I give her a lot of grief because she's a North Dallas gal and all this stuff, but she really is very low maintenance. I mean, she has her quirks like we all do, but she's not a real big, got to have the fancy labels kind of person. I want her to have nice things, but she's never one. There's some women out there, and that's not there's no crime, but she's not that way. Although she likes nice things, but she's not real demanding, but she's. And a lot of guys sort of take the easy way out. And I'm going to pat myself on the back here. A lot of guys will just get the gift card to the favorite store. And I try my hardest to get things as close to her size. And the one good thing about this year, about us working out together, is that I do know where she stands size-wise, because I've been with her already on her birthday to buy jeans and things like that. So I do know where she is size-wise and where she's gotten to. So that also helps too. I've often carried in my pocket for her a cheat sheet, just a little cheat card with some of her sizes in there. But both of us have lost dramatic amounts of weight. And a lot of that's, and even then, you're not going to always nail it. You're going to buy something that's just not going to fit or whatever. But I've been fairly good with it with her over the years. And so this year is, let me get this off the screen here. This is ridiculous. Sorry about that. How about a special countdown 2021 show at 11 p.m. on Thursday if any of us are awake? There you go. That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. That way I get out of it on Friday and I can make the peas and just show you guys the peas on Monday. Let me debate that, because I do want to give you guys a Black Eyed Pea recipe that I do from scratch. Really, my own little deal here. It's a good idea. Let me think on that this week. I got a bit of a random week. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty confident and pretty happy with what I did. She's found a local store, a local boutique, you want to call it, over in Highland Park, not too far from us, and it's a really neat little place. I say mom and pop shop, but it's a mom shop. A woman owns it. She was a corporate gal for a number of years and decided she wanted to go into retail clothing and hit that spot in her life and did that. And I've seen her website and I've seen what my wife's bought from there. So I was sort of familiar, but I was a little confused. And I guessed because there's two shops with very similar names. And I wasn't 100% sure, but I went ahead and gambled off. And when I realized it was the right website, I'd found the right store. I did kind of later on, my wife has, I think she picked up on it, but later on I kind of played confused, but I'd already accomplished my goals a couple of days later. But anyway, last Tuesday, went to the Volvo house, drove off my Volvo to get it serviced, had a loaner, and I came right by this place. Anyway, she'd already picked out one thing back around Thanksgiving she wanted from the store that was online, and she gave me the size, and that was it. So I knew one of the things she wanted, and I double checked and called. They had what was in stock, and it was a small little, cool. It's a cool little shop in an old house, really cool little place. And I walk in, and well, first of all, I call, and the young lady, Taylor was her name. She's like, yeah, well, a lot of husbands are in the same boat. They're coming in. We got special holiday hours. We're here to help you. I walk in this little small store, and it's, three women having a bubbly and having her picture taken as they're all shopping together. Another couple of women shopping. I was the only dude there, except for the dog Oscar, and Oscar was not having any part of me. He was very much a ladies' man, if you will. And yes, my wife didn't catch on. And I even said to her, like later on in the week, I said to her, because actually I was confused. One store was called Avara, and one store was called, they had similar names. They're both Ara, okay? And I realized by process of elimination, by going to the website, recognizing I've been on that website with her before, that's the one. But she likes two shops with similar names, and I was a little confused. And later on, I played dumb as I was confused. She didn't, but I was just kind of throwing it out there as conversations. And so I swore to tell her how good I did because they treated me really well. Anyway, walk in. I'm the only guy in the place. Young lady helps me out, gets me the thing I need, the first item I needed. Then I went to Zara and Avara. It's like they're like the freaking I can eat. And you're sitting. Okay, here it is. You're sitting on the couch on a Sunday in November. Your wife says, "I bought this from Avara. I bought this from Zara." I wouldn't have known the difference of the two. I wouldn't have known if one was the other. I wouldn't have known she was saying. I thought she was saying the same thing, but she was actually telling me she bought one outfit from Zara, one outfit from Avara. I thought she might have opened the same place. That's what guys do. We just don't always tune in. We're like, oh yeah, I want to go. Where to go, babe? Come on, Cowboys. Like that, right? Or dang it, So good to see you, Lance, out there in the hub city. Pretty chilly out there, I imagine. Anyway, long and the short of it was, I was very happy with my purchase. The only guy there, and I picked out two other items that she liked, and I said, "Look, I want one of the newest things you got. I mean, something that would go with." And they were able to look up what she'd bought there before, kind of some stuff that she had bought. So this is the newest thing I think will match, and they were really helpful. And I was in and out of there in less than 20 minutes or less, maybe less than that, maybe 15 minutes. I was in and out of there. And but yes, I felt very accomplished. But I think it's very important. I don't take the easy way out with her. I try my hardest to get her something unique or original or something that's not a gift card. Now, there's certain things I've gotten her before that are gift cards, like I got her a hair deal, like some hair care, right? Like hair blowout kind of deal. And you can't actually physically pick that out. It's actually something, it's a service. Been pretty good about it. So anyway, I felt pretty good. I encourage all husbands out there to write down the wife's size as best you can and pay attention and ask them. What I do is I always ask her, well, send me that. So I've always got in my text chain something that she sent me she might like, and that's exactly what I did. I was going to go right back in there when I did the process of elimination where I was supposed to go because I didn't remember the name of the store. I was going to work it out. So anyway, yeah, blowouts. That's right, blowouts. That's what it was. Yeah, and your cool heart earrings. Yeah, those two. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, I think all husbands, I'm not trying to I'm no Superman husband, but I feel like I did a pretty good job, and I want to brag on myself there because it can be a little daunting, especially, and it worked out this year. I avoided the major crowd of the mall, although I don't mind the mall. Honestly, we were there 3 weeks ago. The mall was as busy then as it normally would be. And we drove by it on last Wednesday. It was slam packed, even though it was a pandemic. So what am I going to do, right? So anyway, all good Christmas. She was very happy, and the girls got what they wanted, I believe. I think they all got what they wanted. We gave the Lubbock crew. They also got a air fryer as well. At least Maddie did. Joey Mall. I think Joey Mall and Caroline both. They were all very happy what they got, and we're very pleased with all that. So it was all good for the holiday. Uh, Superman husband, no. Spare mostly. Spare, and still the not getting paid husband. How about that? That's not real good. Let's see here. Kevin says he bought his wife snow tires and booze. She bought me a snowblower because she always wanted one. See, that's kind of, I've been there before where you bought that gift that probably it's for the house, right? But you're probably going to use it more. I mean, for example, if I was to buy my wife a vacuum cleaner, let's just say, right? Or let's just say I was going to buy a vacuum cleaner. I'm not really buying it for me. I'm buying it for her because that's her bit, right? She could buy me, maybe it works the other way. She was going to buy me a vacuum cleaner. It'd maybe be buying one for her. Now, the air fryer, while she'll use it too, it'll really be more. I mean, it'll be something more that I'll use. I do probably 70% of the cooking. So maybe 60%. But let's see here. Oh, yeah, we went to the mall and people were in the mask like down. I've also determined that the mask down, the whole mask bit, I wish I had one here. The whole mask thing, I realized this. Carter, a friend of mine, who's the voice of the Sioux Falls Canaries, posted this thing about people wearing their masks down. You know this, right? There's the mask. Here's the mask where you're supposed to wear it. Here's how most folks are wearing it, like this. And I've kind of come to the conclusion the mask has several, it's kind of become a fashion deal, right? You've got the hanging the mask, and I'll do this maybe on Wednesday, hanging the mask on the ear. It's one. You've got the wearing the mask down. That's two. The mask in the car is a big player. That's the one that gets me. I mean, I'm walking this morning and I see people going to whatever with the mask on in the car by themselves. I mean, they're by themselves, but the mask is on as if the air conditioner is going to blow all the COVID on them from the outside from me walking by the car. I don't know. Maybe it will. But anyway, yeah, I can't vacuum. But yes. But yeah, I've come to the conclusion that the whole mask thing is kind of like bell bottoms in the 70s. You know, the baseball cap is supposed to be, jeans are not supposed to have bell bottoms. Let's put it that way. Baseball caps are supposed to be worn forwards unless you're a catcher from the 1930s and you wear it backwards, or 50s, you wear it backwards. I started wearing catching helmets in the 70s, 60s and 70s. That's 60s. 70s, they wore the catching helmets backwards, and now they've got a catching helmet that goes with your mask. But the ball cap backwards is always there for the catcher. But you wore the bill forward because that's the bill was to protect the eyes from the sun. But somewhere along the way, the cap became sideways and backwards and the bill pointing up and all that. The mask down like that's the same thing. It's the same as the cap on backwards, same as the bell bottom. It's the same as any other fashion nonsense that's gone on over the years. It's just part of it. And unfortunately, it's become a fashion thing instead of a health thing. Because I think most people are just doing it, drooping it. It's like the droopy jeans, or back in the 80s, the shoelaces, or the early 90s, I guess it was, the shoelaces out of the shoes with the tongue sticking out. That was a big thing, to the Run DMC look. I had a pair of tennis shoes without the shoestrings, and now they make them you can slide in without shoestrings. But yeah, that's kind of thing. Mike says he got. I gave my father a personal cameo video from Seinfeld's J. Peterman class. There you go. There you go. It's good. Yes. The Peterman, that whole Peterman line is that whole Peterman thing was hilarious. Mr. Peterman. I mean, the jobs those folks had, except for Jerry. Jerry didn't really have a job, right? He was a comedian, but everybody else had jobs. George worked for the Yankees, and then Vanderlei Industries or vacuum, no vacuum, folks. Carter would have us in hazmat suits with him to do something. Yes, Carter's a young middle 20s something kid. He's a lot like my kiddos. He's that young whippersnapper, millennial, whatever they call him. What do they call him? Hipsters. He's a great kid. He's a really nice young man, but he's a little but he had a good point that the mask should be worn up, and I begin to think, well, for a young man to say that, that's kind of cool because most young people are doing them like this. I mean, I'm substitute teaching, and you got kids walking with them down here. I've seen guys with them down here. They're wearing it, but it's kind of like it's like the you ever have a scrimmage vest when you're playing sports, like maybe football or basketball, whatever, the little mesh vest they put over your jersey to designate you're the red team. Remember those? And a lot of times they were kind of in some disarray. You might have it tied. It might be tied in the side from where it ripped. Maybe if you played high school football, you know what I'm talking about. You put those vests over you, and it might have been ripped, and then you got it's kind of tied, so it's kind of sideways on you, or you just had it around your neck. You're playing linebacker in the scout team, and you have that red thing around your neck. It's not even around your body. It's kind of like it is a fashion statement. It's like that. These mask things have become fashion statements, and I don't mean the designs. I mean the way people are wearing them. It's like they're wearing the shirt untucked, wearing the back in the '80s the double shirt. The golf shirt or the polo with the button down over it. I mean that was the layered look. I mean that wasn't it. It's just part of fashion. I remember they debated about that, Brad Allred and Michael Dixon. But the cap was worn backwards by catchers in the 1930s. Well, catchers wore the caps backwards because you wore the cap, you wore a mask. The mask wouldn't fit over the cap because it would have your mask out to here. You turn the cap around, the old traditional backwards. That's what it was for. That's why you don't wear a cowboy hat turned sideways. Now the cavalry, they used to wear the cat. We used to wear the hats when they're riding. They'd wear the hats pulled up in the front for aerodynamics. But I mean, other than that, of course they also had straps around them in case they fell down. So, I mean, the mask is to be worn over the nose and mouth, not over the chin. That's all I'm saying. So, the pitties and the pitty lovers. There you go. There you go. See, again, I think we're going to look back down the road. We're going to see movies in about 5 or 6 years of people were donating masks. But I mean, again, I've seen it. School, wherever, just around. I mean, there was a guy today walking on the street. I was walking this morning. There's this guy walking. He had his backpack on, and he had the mask kind of dangling, and he kind of attached it. It was dangling down to here. He adjusted it. Then he decided to pull it up, and he was just like, it was kind of whatever the look was. I like the look on the mat, the look hanging down on the ear. That's my look. I like to go to the restaurant and have we go to our favorite place, Fernando's, and we are one of our favorites, our rotation anyway. And I got my mask hanging down my ear for the first. Well, I'm ordering my margarita and my queso. I'm got my mask dangling, and then eventually I got my nose itching. Then I eventually toss it aside. You had a brief backward cap phase when I was 24. I was a Christian Laettner fan. There are times the cap goes on backwards. For example, if you're in a boat on the lake, it's a good time to have the cap on backwards. If you're in an open convertible or a Jeep, cap on backwards. When I've got a little boogie boarding in Australia, cap on backwards. If I want the cap to cover my face, I'll turn it around when I'm on the beach. That way I'm kind of, when I'm got the water hitting me and kind of give it a little aerodynamic, I guess. But yes, I guess it's one place to do it. But the little thought there. I mean, it's something that I just thought about that when Carter said that. I was like, yeah, it's kind of like the bell bottoms, and it's like the other little fashion things we do. We're just kind of like, eh. So yeah, well, White pointed that out in a very, very big way. But we'll have to do a little of that. I got a little idea. See, again, the week has no ideas, but I'm throwing these all out there. We'll see. We'll try to do a little bit of beer tasting as well, maybe Wednesday. Maybe. Do we do it Thursday night? I don't know. Maybe we'll do a Friday show, New Year's Day maybe we'll just do Friday normal day, and we'll do I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yes, again, and again, that's also one thing. I can tell you this. That's a good thought. When you got your cap on forward, you kiss the missus, you're going to bump heads, right? You turn it around backwards, right? Cool. It's like when you got the cowboy hat on for us that wear cowboy hats, you take it off, get a little better kiss, or kind of lean it backwards. So it's the same thing. Yeah, yeah. You saw that. Which one did you see? What'd you see, mate? I know what I did this time. I did something. Right, how you doing, bud? Craziness. Oh wait, the wife got the wedding. I missed this part. Hold on. Yes, if you're a hot, yeah. Again, I'm simple as that. Hat goes on backwards if you're the catcher. That's why they wore. As a matter of fact, if you ever watched the old World War II flicks or a movie made about that time, the B-17 pilots, right? Well, even the B-17 pilots are wearing the pilot cap, and they didn't turn them around backwards. They had the pilot cap. They wore their headphones over it. That's the way it worked. You know, the side gunner might have had a cap on, or the bombardier may have had his cap on, but they had his cap on, and they would push the bills up sometimes. But they'd have their caps on. They didn't turn them on backwards to gun down over Europe. I mean, they had their caps on, or they had the little things over their ears to keep themselves warm or whatever when they're up higher elevation. So, Ring. Did I miss Land? What did I miss that? I miss. Oh, here we go. I missed it. I was trying to find it on my screen over here, and I realized I'd passed it. His wife got him one of those rubber wedding bands we wear with double T. Yeah, I got one. I got a whole set of them. I've got a black one, a gray one, and the off black one. Other room, since we haven't done anything today, but here. Sorry, no, I got it. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Yeah. Again, simple as that. Again, and my point was the mask, the word, the mask statement. I'm not sure what the statement is. Again, because I see the high school kids do this, and these are high school kids in class talking. You know, they all got their mask on, right? They're here's cool Johnny Cool with his mask down around his chin, and he's talking to some girl, and she's got hers kind of on her chin. You got the other dude walks in, it's dangling, like, hey, it's just my observation is that we've actually become sort of fashionistas. We've become more fashion oriented as opposed to use oriented with all our items. Ball caps, for example, mask. I mean, it's more important to look cool or what you think is cool than actually function, is what I'm saying. Can you imagine, though, wearing a cowboy hat sideways? Well, I guess they do the tricorn, not necessarily a cowboy hat, but anyway. Yeah, again, jeans by the way, unless you're wearing them out. Yes. Yes. Again, these are all on that, and what was my point exactly, that at what point does this whole thing become a bit where it's a fashion bit? You want to see my pearly red. And then of course, you got the mask that's see-through too, which is kind of cool as well. But anyway, all good. Lance and rubber band, you just get lost. Very good. Touche. I do have, but I will admit this, on my wedding bands, I do have the gold one that I do wear. I guess I wore that more on Sunday, or Sundays for sure. We go out to a nice dinner or something, or just a dinner. But if I'm, this way, when I'm at the, whatever I'm doing, especially in the baseball season, when I'm, what all came about was I would have my gold ring, and I'd put it in my, for example, the bus sleeping or whatever, I would put it in my pocket or whatever, or on the air. Sometimes I'd take my rings off when I'm on the air because I'm operating a bunch of stuff blindly, and I don't want to be popping the mics and all that. So that's one reason, but I do that. But anyway. Oh yes, but yeah, the little rubber wing. They're also good to wear when you work out too, and when you swim and all that. Not to worry about taking off the gold. Anyway, but I get it. What else? Sports world. didn't get the NBA opening this weekend, or really last week. If you live in this metroplex, more rubber bandwagon guy. Very good, very good, very good. Mavericks did get a big win yesterday, and then you wake up this morning. I don't know if you guys saw this. Okay, we talked about this last week. Dwayne Haskins, quarterback of the Washington football team, is now the former Washington football team quarterback. He got released today. I got to tell you, I'm not a Washington football fan, never will be. But for that organization to just basically part with their number one draft pick from 2019? Is that right? 19? Just released him. Just said, thanks for playing. He stunk yesterday. Thank you, Carolina. It means the Cowboys have a larger chance than strange things have happened. Washington could lose. They could lose to Philly, and then the Cowboys could very well go out and lose to the Giants. It wouldn't matter. But that scenario is still in play. Cowboys win. Washington loses. Cowboys make the postseason. But the point was, Haskins, remember a week ago, played a dreadful game, and he wound up going out partying with strippers, clubbing without a mask on. It was photographed and all that. He didn't seem to care, which I don't have a problem with him doing what he wants to do and have a good time. I'm not going to tell him not to have a good time, but if your employer is telling you we need you to do this because our league wants you to do this because of protocols, you kind of want to follow if you're making the money, right? Well, he was photographed out. Then he winds up celebrating a loss, and he goes out and stinks up the joint the first half and winds up getting released today. How about that? I mean, talk about a ballsy move. But I got a lot of respect for an organization that says, you know what? Thanks for playing, sir. Thanks for playing. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm talking about that. Was that what I'm talking about? I think that, again, Mike, you got to give that organization credit. I don't know where that lies. I doubt it's a Daniel Snyder move. It's probably a Ron Rivera move. I'm sure it is because I get the feeling Rivera's got a little more say in the matter than what Mike McCarthy has in Dallas. But, good. Yeah, never was a teammate. Yeah, yes, there's going to be a 30. He's selfish, never was a team. It never was a teammate. Yeah, teammates don't do that. Yeah, Mike, you're right. He was a selfish teammate. And Ryan's right. He wasn't really a teammate because teammates don't do that. I think that's really cool. I mean, it gives me some hope for sport. It's been a crappy year for a lot of reasons, but it seems like the players run the asylum. And I know Ryan and I know Mike. You guys will get along really well if you guys met because you're also very similar. I won't say throwbacks. You guys are just common sense people. And the way sports were done back in our day, this nonsense wouldn't have flown. But I'd love to see a throwback where the Washington decided, and again, had an organizational decision. But I guarantee you, if that shoes in the foot of a certain owner in Dallas, does that happen? No. That guy make excuses. The cow comes home. Cows come home, not just one, but all the cows. Anyway, I just think that was a real kind of a cool deal. And apparently, and I haven't read the whole thing, but yeah, Rivera requested stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's the number one. This is not a fringe guy. It's the number one draft pick, but you invested to carry your club. Now, granted, the jury was out still, and it looked like the jury was probably going to say he wasn't up to snuff, but you don't know yet. I mean, interesting stuff. Interesting stuff all the way around. Ryan, you got your show tonight, bud, or are you going to wait until tomorrow after the Tech? Tech does play tomorrow, right? Incarnate Word. I think that's right. Sounds right. I was looking at that. I was looking at the next 4 or 5. Let's see here. I'm just struck a nerve here because let's see here. Part of the stripper is very politically incorrect. No one wants to be a let's see. Besides, part of the strippers is very politically incorrect. No one wants to have a locker room full of men who enjoy. Again, my point was what he does in his free time and his off time. That's his business. Yes. You don't want that. No, I totally agree with you, babe. I'm not. I do agree that you should be doing that, but that's what his free time is. That's what his MO is. That's fine, except for this day and age, the NFL wants you to follow protocols. And again, you're drawing huge paychecks. I may disagree with it, but if my boss tells me, hey, for you to do this, you got to do that, I mean, I'm going to follow what the company says. Unfortunately, most sports teams, they say one thing and the players do another. So Ryan says, an old Cowboy fan, I feel dirty. Let's see. I feel dirty liking things. Yes, I do, but I blame Joe Gibbs. There you go. He's a NASCAR guy. So are you. After I learned to like him, I made it hard to hate him. You know what? I'm trying to think of it. I've got a couple like that. I used to, as a kid, I thought Terry Bradshaw was garbage. I couldn't stand him as a quarterback of the Steelers, but he's grown on me. In his older age, I think Terry's kind of the old grandpa. I think he's probably a pretty cool dude. It's weird like that. It's kind of strange how perception, and I'm going to say this, so don't dogpile me. For example, I think Bill Clinton is not up to snuff in general, but my perception of him as he's getting older is a lot, and I think it happens in general. Maybe it's politicians. I seem to feel a little bit better about him now than I did when he was actually doing stuff. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's the Gibbs thing. He went to a sport that you liked a lot, which is NASCAR. And I think his success there, and I think his background is it's kind of like Carson Wentz to me. Carson Wentz is an Eagle, and I hate the Eagles, but I like him as a person. Mavericks are a great example. I sort of like Cuban. I love Dirk, but I hate the Mavericks. I think maybe sometimes you separate the personality from the actual, I don't know, the team perhaps. I don't know, but I'm with you there. I sent a 6.9 miles on me at my home for being late to the first team meeting, and then telling me in front of the team to just relax. You know what? I thought about that the other day. There was a big debate about this in school. One of the athletic director was on one of the students for being late to class by, the bell goes off 1, 2, 3 times, right? And then it's class started. Well, this one kid was habitually late to a class. It wasn't a class I was teaching, but he was habitually late. And his coach and the athletic director were on him because he was an athlete, and 3 bells and you're in there. Well, only 15 seconds late. That's not the point. You were still late. The coach said, when you start your walk from wherever you're at 15 seconds earlier, you have to worry about it. Yeah. Yeah. My granddad, the farmer in West Texas, was always, if the flight left at 7, he was there at 4:30. The guy if church started at 11, he was there at 10:30, all ready to go 30 minutes early. He was never he never was one of those late people. Never. I wish I had that same quality. Bradshaw's Mark Henry. There you go. There you go. Yes. It's a very good comparison, Brother Hendrick. Very good comparison. Yes, I do want to check the Bradshaw bunch on the reality. I heard it's pretty good. I've heard it's good. Want to check it out. Definitely got to check it out for sure. But yeah, I just think it's refreshing, and will anybody else have the kind of stones to say, you know what? You tick these 3, and here's the problem. If more teams would tick the boxes, okay, you did this, well, okay, 3 strikes, you're out. Do you think some of this nonsense would go away?
That's what Joe Paterno did.
Okay, anyway, my wife's chiming in about Penn State, and she's excited too. Penn State's got license plates in Texas now. Oh, boy. All right, guys. Anyway, refreshing stuff. Coming up Wednesday, I'm going to move the show back a little bit, probably about 4:30-ish. I do have a little conference call as well. I got a bail. Hey, Ryan, are you on the night or not? Yeah. See you you're on. I'll check you out in a few minutes. Yeah, she hasn't killed me in my sleep yet. See you, bud. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Best to you and your lovely wife as well. I love Ryan. He's one of the. Ryan and I work together. Well, I say work. I don't know what was that paycheck back in those days with the old KTXT. Did you get some kind of book bonus or something? I don't remember. He's a great guy. Ryan does great work. Great. As a matter of fact, I got my business partner in Australia constantly taking notes from. Always taking notes from him. Roy Williams, when he was at KU, left the 80 Fredericks out on a trip to Oklahoma State. Yeah, I heard about that. That's right. That's true. Yeah. And that's another thing. As a broadcaster, I don't get left behind the bus. Nothing worse. That's a phobia of mine now to this day. And I've been in the league long enough. They're not going to leave me, but they would leave me. And I remember Tom Nieto, former Twin and Cardinal, my first year broadcasting many moons ago with the Reds organization, told me, hey, don't miss the bus. We'll leave your ass. He was true. The radio guy got left. You're not on the bus for the manager and pitching coach, and we'll leave you. If the bus is 1 o'clock, that's when the bus goes, 1 o'clock. Don't show 1:05. He was very matter of fact about it. I came really close to him and really respected him. But yeah, as a broadcaster to this day, and oftentimes I'll message Joe Capietro, our manager, and I'll say, I'll message our first base coach, John West, and I'll say, hey, I'm not going to be on the bus today. Don't wait, because Joe's a really nice guy, but he'll get perturbed waiting on players. 1 o'clock bus means 1 o'clock bus. It means you get out there in the bus. The bus driver usually is out there, where the ballpark. The bus driver will get the bus going, especially on a hot day. Get the bus going a little earlier, a half hour earlier. We'll get the AC going. But, I try to get out there, and I cut it close a few times, but dang it, I try to get there, be sitting in my seat within 5 or 6 minutes to spare. Try to. And, yeah, I don't want to get left behind. So that's always a phobia of mine, getting left behind on the team bus to the ballpark. Now, like I said, there's some days I won't take the bus. I'll stay in the room and do some work or whatever. Or maybe sometimes I go earlier. I'll take an earlier bus, or I'll take the hotel shuttle, or take an Uber. But there are days I do that as well. Or, and I'm always worried, especially in Sioux City, Mike. You may recall this. You ever notice in Sioux City how fast I am to get off the air? Where maybe in St. Paul or Winnipeg, I'll take my time because I really can take my time because we walk back or we're walking back to the hotel. But Sioux City, that ballpark is the clubhouse is those guys want to get out of there and get back to the hotel. And I bust my butt to get out. I'll shoot a live, and I'm literally shooting a live. As I'm shooting a live, talking to the fans, I'm packing stuff up and cables up to get my ass to the bus so I don't get left behind. And I literally go off the air. Post-game show's over. 20 minutes are done. I do my quick 5-minute Facebook. That's why I do the Facebook Lives in Sioux City on the air with the radio crew, because I don't want to get left behind. And I really will be done just slapping it down and put it in my bag and going. And really jogging back to the bus to make sure I don't get left. Something I always do. I've been there. So yeah. Anyway, good conversation though, guys. Being held accountable. We'll be back with you guys on Wednesday, as I mentioned, the week ahead. Wednesday, let's pull this down. Get a week ahead there. A week ahead, we will do Wednesday a little earlier, a few minutes earlier, maybe 15 minutes earlier. And our normal. We're probably going to do a little bit of the beer thing on Wednesday. We'll see. But then Friday's up in the air. We'll be back to our normal schedule next week. Not even sure about the Australian schedule this week because I don't even know what's going on there. Kind of weird week, up and down. Anyway, much love to you guys. Love you guys. Hope you had a great Christmas. Hope everything was super for you wherever you were. Much love. I'm going to give you a final shot of I'll put my New Year's me up, I guess, later on the week. There I am right there. Again, much love. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Show more love. A lot of virtual hugs to everybody. Going to get through this thing. 2021 is around the corner. Here's the deal. Thought about this a lot. It was part of the Sunday sermon yesterday. Here's when I'll put it to you this way. There's no guarantee 21 we're going to snap our fingers next Friday. It's going to be it'll feel differently for a while, but really is it much different? What's going to make a difference is how we do things inside of us. And not being evangelical here, just how we are as people. We be better people. Show more love. Just keep being better. Let's just try to fight through it, be better, and be better and better. In 21 will be better because we'll be better. I think it'll be better in general, but still, I think we just got to keep fighting on like that. So virtual hugs to you guys. Love y'all. We'll see you guys on Wednesday on Virtual Happy Hour. I pull this up, and this time I'll put myself down. I love you guys. We'll see y'all then, and have a great rest of your Monday, everybody. Let's try the air fryer out, babe. Let's go.